Hello, guys. Welcome back to Blind World. I'm your host, Wendy Flores. It's been 2 weeks since I haven't made an episode of Blind World, my podcast, and I'm very excited I'll be uploading a podcast this week for you guys. For all you guys listening to this podcast only on my YouTube channel. Well, there's a lot to talk about, so grab a snack or a drink, and if you're doing something, that's good. But I'm gonna start talking about starting from my birthday all the way for this week. What has happened and what I've learned and what I'm gonna do over these few weeks. So yeah, my birthday passed on February 2nd, so it was my birthday. I had a good weekend. I had an okay weekend, not to fake it. Most of you guys say I fake it, but in reality, it was okay. So overview was I had breakfast with my parents. We had a great time, and then we went to mass. Every year on my birthday, I always go to mass to get a blessing from the priest. As a Catholic, that's how my parents taught me. So every year on my birthday, I get a blessing from the priest for my birthday. So it was a great time going to church on my birthday. Then after that, we came back home, relaxed, chill, and that's when it was in the afternoon. So that afternoon, I had a haircut appointment, which was so nice, the lady and everything. She did a good job of my haircut, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, she cut it 5 inches off of my hair, so I have it short, and I really do like it when my hair is short. Fun fact, all my friends since I was a little kid would always tell me that I always had my hair short and I never had it long for once. I'm like, oh, maybe I should grow it out or something. Maybe I might grow it out. I don't know. Let's see. It's just my hair is so thick and bulky to the point when it gets long, like 6 inches. Oh my goodness. I get like head pains and all these kinds of head problems of the scalp that I just want to like chomp all the hair that I have in my head. And then my family and I, we ate dinner at home. I really don't remember what we had, but all I can remember is that we cut the cake. My dad had to work that afternoon, so right before he went to work, we cut the cake, sing my happy birthday, blow the candle, and that was all that we did that day of my birthday. The bad news is that on my birthday that afternoon when I was coming back to my house a few minutes later, a friend called my messaged the group that my mom's in, and they said that she passed away. So it was a emotional wreck. But oh well, it has to happen. Not everybody's gonna live here for forever. We all have to leave on our last day, and hopefully we go up to heaven. Anyways, so the weekend is that we went out to dinner, and then we went to Olive Garden, my family and I, because that weekend my dad didn't work. So we're like, let's go to Olive Garden and eat food and have a good time, and that's what happened. And then for some reason I sprained my ankle the next day, and then the next 2 days I got sick. Well, we all got sick in the family, and that's how I was gonna not upload, but like we film a podcast, but I did not have a voice that much, so I just don't want to force my voice. But thankfully, I am not sick. I am fully recovered, and yeah. So the thing that I wanted to talk to you guys is that the most question that I get is, am I faking my condition of my eyes? The question is no. Here's the answer why. Because if I was faking it, then I wouldn't even use a cane, or I wouldn't even go to the blind school. I will like to share the blind school that I went, but that's gonna be a separate podcast. Anyways, so the reason why I'm not faking it is because I was born with it. I was born with it, and I do have night vision problems, and I have to live with it until the rest of my life. What I learned the past 3 weeks, and we're in Lent season for these few weeks, for the 40 days actually. What I've learned is that I always have to be extra patient with people. I have to communicate. I'm not good in communicating, but I'm trying my best to communicate on things with my parents and with my friends and the whole crew. And especially on my other job, I sometimes miscommunicating people, or I just say yes or no, or maybe or so. Well, you know how it goes from there. I also learned to always love your other loved people, so such as your friends, your families, the people who are close to you, because you never know what's going to happen next to you. So, yeah, this podcast, by the way, this podcast is going to be a very short one because it was a silent week for me and I wasn't prepared. Well, I was prepared for the subject, but for some reason, I lost the scripts of that podcast. So, sorry for my apologies, and hopefully next week I will get to you guys with a subject. But if you have any questions that you want me to answer during this podcast, you can actually put them in the comments below. Another thing that I've learned this week is that you can be silent, but not silent as much. You gotta learn yourself, and once you learn yourself, people are gonna love you back. And what I mean is that, I'm Wendy, but Wendy is Wendy. So I am learning myself the things that I like and the things that I don't like, because in life, most of the time in my lifetime, I've been controlled by other people, and it doesn't feel great. So the ways I've been controlled is like people will tell me what to do, and people will tell me, or people just message me and control me, or people just call me. And that's what happened. And that's how your friendship goes away for a moment. And that's what happened to me. And so I thought that I had friends back in high school. I did have friends. The true friends came out. They were the orchestra gang group and the choir gang group. I really enjoyed having those friends, and the other people will like shout to me or do bad things to me, say bad words, but thankfully they didn't punch me as the other people did or flip me off as the other people did. But I just didn't like how they were controlling me all the time by saying bad words. One time, I won't say the name, I won't mention any names, but I won't forget with this human being what she did in a cafeteria. She must be hearing my podcast during now. But in the past, when I was in high school, one day I was in cafeteria and I was doing my assignments because I like to do my assignments in the cafeteria because nobody wanted to speak with me. So I'm like, okay, I'll take my disadvantage to do my homework assignments. So this girl walks by and she's like, can I sit next to you? I'm like, sure, why not? Because I don't like to be that mean person. Like, no, that seat is taken, but it actually is not taken. So I can be nice. I am that nice person to well, I used to be that nice person who'd be like, yeah, you can sit there. I'm still am, but this time I have limits. So I told her that she can sit down. So she sat down and she was talking to me. And behind me there were like a group of guys talking and they were laughing and they were staring at the girl, and the girl's like, they keep staring at me, and I kept saying, oh, you just need to ignore them, just ignore them, eat your lunch and you'll be free. A few minutes later went by and she flipped them off in front of everybody in the cafeteria. And I kind of didn't like that, so I had to move away. And the guys were starting to talk to me about how mean she was and everything. I just didn't like it. And that's when people were like, you're not this person, but you were that person. And I told them, like, no, the real reason why I was like that, it wasn't for me. And I told her, do not do that again in the cafeteria because people are not going to like you. And with her, a lot of people knew who she was, so it was what was the point of me telling her those things? The people knew her. So yeah, that's a quick story on how I decided to just ignore for the very first time in high school, and always respect those people around you and always be kind and gentle to those people around you. So, yeah, so that is all I'm gonna speak today. Thank you for hearing my short podcast. I know you was expecting like a 20 or 30-minute podcast like the last two, but as I said before, I haven't uploaded for 2 weeks, and I've been reflecting on other things I'm gonna talk about, the other subjects in this podcast. Well, thank you for listening, Blind World, episode 3, and we'll see you in the next episode 4. Bye, adios.